What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream slash video. And today, instead of a regular video for Westwood, we are going to be live streaming it today because I want to get a lot done. And yeah, so it's going to be really awesome. And we're going to get a lot done today. That's going to be the plan. So what we have, because I'm kind of running a little bit behind schedule. For at the moment, because there's still quite a bit to do, and here we are. It's already March, and we still got quite a bit in this place to get done, and that's kind of an issue that we're running into at the moment. So yeah, so we started on the Invention company. As for the layout of the park, it's starting to come together. We are starting to lag out quite a bit. I don't know why. Maybe my computer's kind of just going ridiculous right now. But we're going to look at the presets. It usually isn't this bad, but I think it's because I've left my computer on all day. Maybe that was an issue that I've done. We're on the lowest setting right now, just so we can get rid of any lag. The game still does not look bad by no means on the lowest settings. We're on the lowest settings right now. And, you know, you can tell that it's not as beautiful, but it still looks beautiful, nonetheless. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to try and connect a lot of the dots for everything we need to get done and accomplished. So what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do to get that done is actually connect the pathways and make sure that we have a full circle. And to do that, we're going to go in here and we are going to get this going. So I'm going to turn angle snap off. We're going to have a pathway that's actually going to wrap around the swing here in the Invention company, and we're going to connect it right over here to the entrance of the park. And we will be in good shape. We're going to be adding a lot of different things on this pathway, so by no means is this it. So that's just going to connect us together. We have a lot of stuff to fill in everything over here, but the Invention company has just started off, so there's not much over here. And of course we have the ghost town, which is not looking too bad itself. Now, as for some of you, I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering why I have muted the chats and stuff like that. It's not anything personal. I want to make sure everyone knows that. But this is a park where I don't really want to be influenced at all. And I know you guys have a lot of fantastic ideas, but I'm trying not to get distracted. And you guys can ask a lot of questions most of the time, which is absolutely fantastic. And I try to answer all of them I can. But for right now, I want to focus on building and getting stuff done. And that is going to be my primary thing to do here today, is get as much done as I can with the time that I have. So that's going to be important today, is getting a lot of stuff done. And without further ado, we should go ahead and get straight into it. And I'm going to start trying to fill in a lot of stuff here. So this spot is just begging for a ride right off the bat. So here we go. We're going to, and I haven't even mentioned, I think, in the videos that there was a small update that actually added a new flat ride, and this is the Tri-Storm, also known as the Troika, as a lot of people know it as. So it's a nice flat ride. I love how they're having smaller, just little tiny updates and throw a flat ride in there out of nowhere. I think that's a very clever thing to do. Like last time we got to the Skizzer or Scissor, whatever you want to, however you want to pronounce it. Which was also a nice touch. But here in the Invention company, I want to make sure that we have those rides that this is going to be a pretty thrilling area. So there's going to be a lot of thrill rides in here for the most part. As you can see, we have the swing, and of course we have the flying contraption B&M coaster as well. So I want to make sure we have a lot of like not technically sci-fi, but a lot of stuff that you would probably go, oh yeah, that's something that would be in the Invention company, kind of, in a way. So I was thinking more possibly, maybe the overpower might be a good idea. Which can have a nice theme if we do it properly. If we do the correct theme on this, we could have kind of a theme. Oh man, I'm trying to think of a decent theme for this. Because as for flat rides, I haven't really planned out what exact flat rides we're going to add. So these are kind of almost on the fly in a way, and the coasters and stuff were all planned out beforehand. But like the themes to the flat rides and stuff, however, were not actually themed or thought out. So that is something to note. There we go. And we're going to create an entrance pathway. Let's go ahead and get these all the way on. And we're going to go ahead and select the grid here and create a nice queue line. Let's go ahead and make this the concrete rather than the wooden. This one will just have the wooden, which will be quite nice. I actually forgot to change the title. Of course I did. Because this is part 28. I need to change that. There's always something I forget. Oh my goodness. Filling gaps. And that's that. Alright, there we go. Now we got the right correct title for appropriate for this live stream. Alright, we'll give this just a tad bit of a queue line because it is a nice little thrill ride. And we will connect this to the pathway. And what we're going to be doing now is kind of blending this in just a little bit better. So I'm going to go to building, and we're going to go roofs, flat roofs, and we're going to get the smooth concrete. And what we're basically going to do is pretty much create a pathway in a way that's not actually a pathway. Almost like a path cover, to kind of make this look a little bit more fancy in a way. So we're gonna go around the flat ride. We're gonna go around the ride kind of like this, looking all cool. And we'll cover this with the queue, kind of like so. Alright. This is going to go all the way down here. And I got a plan on how this is going to work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to separates and go to back to smooth concrete. Make it exactly the same height. Or at least very close. Sometimes it's nice to use the advanced move tool, makes things a little bit simpler. I think that's actually correct right there. And what we're going to do is pretty much make a nice path here. And let's just make that like so. And what I'm going to do now is actually going to copy this as a building. Instead, let's do Control X, that'll be a little bit better. And it's time to shape this up. That usually never has fighting textures. That's quite interesting. I've never seen the smooth concrete actually have fighting textures like it is right now. That could be because of the ones all the way under it. I'm going to go ahead and delete this right there because we don't need it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this building, and we're going to get that going. That will look good and nice. Patch that up. Gonna edit this building, get rid of that. Alright, so now I'm gonna go Control X on this piece. And kind of a long, tedious process of getting this kind of the way we want it. But it will turn out quite nice in the end when it is completed. Because it will look like a nice pathway that we can use here that will kind of flow around. And I like using this method to create some nice pathways. And it's more like a, almost like a sidewalk in a way, so that's how we're going to kind of treat this. We got a little spot over there that's empty that we're gonna have to adjust. So we'll fix all this. So we'll go over here. And we're going to place this over here. And the smooth concrete always seems to work very nicely in this regard. So, alright, we're going to have to delete a couple of pieces from the other one, because they are kind of in our way. Alright, and one more. I could just put this all as one building, but... Alright, let's go here. And just because that corner's kind of in our way, we're gonna get rid of it. There we go. And as you can see, you can kind of see the squares in there, but it's not gonna be a huge deal. And that will turn out quite nice. So we're going to go over here, edit this building, get rid of this piece and that piece. And we're going to click out of that. And let's go ahead and do Control X here. Line that up. There we go. And that will go there. And then we will Control X this piece. Let's see if I can't fit this in the way I want. If we can just piece it together perfectly. It's gonna be kind of a difficult... Okay, that's not what I wanted you to do. But of course it's going to happen. But I hope everyone has been having a fantastic day. And if you haven't noticed, I've been a little bit not as active, still remaining active on the channel. That's not an issue. But we are getting a little bit inaccurate with posting and stuff like that. With good reason, you know, starting work back up and stuff, you know, I'm not going to be able to post as many videos as I hoped, or I hope to, so that's kind of an issue that we are going to come across, but by no means is it going to make me, you know, less active. I mean, it will, but not like a ridiculous amount. Instead of like 2 videos a day, you're going to be seeing most likely like more like 1 video a day, or live stream more often than not, because live streams are just a little bit easier, and when I get home kind of later, it makes it a little bit more challenging. And as you can see kind of far away, that looks quite nice, looking quite good. And we want to do a little bit detailing kind of later down the road when the time is right. I kind of want to get some rides down, plop down, and some shops and stuff like that, which will look really cool. I'm thinking about adding another path that kind of connects around here, just so we have a little bit more to mess with. And then of course we have these empty sections that don't really have anything in them at the moment, that we need to add some stuff in between each sections of the park. But technically this is all still the ghost town, but yet there's still not really anything there. One thing that this park still needs, definitely, which I think I'm going to build in just a moment, is actually like a theater, if not more than one. And it's not going to be like obviously a real theater, but it's going to be a nice big theater that will work. And I think this is a great spot for it right here. So we're going to go ahead and go in there. The game is kind of got some low FPS right now. At the moment, it's not all YouTube. I think some of it actually is YouTube, but some of it is the game actually lagging a little bit. But the kind of a combination of the stream lagging and which can cause quite a bit of lag, so that's not good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and build a theater. So we're going to line it up right here. I'm going to go ahead and lower this down almost to path level. And we're going to create a nice little entrance area for this. And then we'll get started with some buildings pieces. And we're going to go ahead and use stucco here. And make this... let's make this kind of a dark, kind of maybe a lighter brown. Kind of an interesting color. But I'll make it to where guests can actually enter. And that's going to be the idea. I've been making a couple of theaters myself lately. And we'll have 2 entry doors that go over there, and then some shops that will kind of serve as concessions, kind of. So I might actually make this just one more wider, like so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a food shop. Let's see, let's put let's just go with chief beef. And on drink shops, let's go with Gulpy Soda. That way guests will actually enter the theater, even though they're not going to be, it's not going to actually be real. So I'm going to go ahead and select all these walls actually. We're going to turn the height down, and we're going to move this upwards. And I believe that, is that level? Looks like it. Good. Alright, so we're going to go back to building and get into, let's get some arches here first. So the stucco, I usually use these, or those will go good right there. And then for the entrance, we'll go right there. And now we're going to go back to wall pieces, and we're going to use these stucco walls here for the stalls. Now we're going to go back to these walls here, and we're actually going to place them around our stands. That way those are there. And we'll actually connect them like so, which will work nicely because these are going to, or this wall is going to extend out into a larger area. So this is going to be where the audience is. And this will actually work very nicely. At least, I hope. Looks like it's just gonna fit in here. Alright, so the stage will also be right there. Alright. Now we're going to make another layer up here. Like this. And where the stage is, it's going to be just a bit higher as well. Alright, so we're going to build this layer and we'll probably copy and paste it upwards. It will be a lot easier. Oh, that one's on the outside, kind of awkward, but it will work all right. Now, let's see, we're going to probably make the, we will probably make the stage first and then the flat roof afterwards. There we go. We will copy that. And then we'll also do it to all the other sides as well. Make it a little bit taller because this is going to be hopefully kind of a larger-ish. Of course, that's still selected. But hopefully this is going to be it's going to be kind of a larger theater. The good thing about theaters is you don't have to detail them on the sides or as much because they aren't going to have those they're not going to have windows or anything. So it's quite nice. I should have copied the front one to the back before I moved on to the side ones, but that's okay. It doesn't take that long. Of course, I forgot to deselect the other pieces, so I messed up once again. I'm a dumb sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna want to get some ground pieces here. And the flat roof section and the smooth concrete, of course. Make sure we're ground level. And we're going to create the floor for the theater. The theater floor. Like so, and now we're going to go ahead and create a stage. So to do that, we're going to get some more floor here. We're going to get the rounded one as well. We're going to make it a wooden stage. Raise it up a bit. And we'll put some lights and some neat lights and stuff in here at the same time. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and select all these and move them on back. And I would assume that's probably gonna go through the wall, which it does. For some reason, only one layer does. Kind of strange. Alright, so we're gonna go to wall pieces, and now we want to find a nice piece here that will go under these, or work under the stage. And that's not going to work out very well. Do we have any? It's a little bit too rounded. I need something more like this. Well, maybe not. Who knows what I'm talking about? Alright, let's see. We're going to... Not all of them have the rounded stuff here. Let's use the trying to see what looks best. Let's go with kind of this one. The sandstone looks pretty interesting. And not too bad. Now I want to put some like steps on here, so it's probably going to be under some sort of decorations. As you can see, we got wooden deck steps. Let's see what these look like. I think these will work quite nicely. Because all the theaters have like steps that go up to them. It should be even. I don't know why I have to move it left and right. There we go. I don't know why these are moving left and right. These should stay even unless they're just different on the bottom, which is going to be what I'm thinking. These are going to go out quite a bit. And these aren't very steep, so I'm going to look for something else actually. Let's see. We have these metal walkways. Which will probably make things a little bit easier. Alright, so let's level you out there. A lot more simpler. A lot more simple, rather. Simpler. See, last step will be there. And let's make this just blend in a little bit better by making it black. And we'll put one on the end as well, just like that. Other end. Now the stage has some nice walk, or nice. That looks quite nice. Alright, so we're gonna go to roofs now, and we're going to take care of the roof on this place. So we're gonna start off with a flat roof, which will go over the audience area. To speed things up, we're gonna do Control, and we're going to duplicate all this all the way down. Like so. Alright, in this final part, we're going to raise the stage area up just a bit more. And there's that. Still had the other one selected, of course. Like always. Thought I would learn after about 3 times, but I guess not. Alright, now I can actually go ahead and select these now. And after 4 times, I forget to deselect what I already had selected. Great. There we go. And there, we got kind of the shape of how this is going to turn out. So I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go back to wall pieces here, and add these toppers. This is going to go here and wrap around the building itself. Whoops, and up here as well. And we are almost done with the this section here, and then we'll move on to the kind of the front area and kind of detail that up a bit more than what it is now. All right, let's get to the little air unit here. There we go. And then just kind of mix things up, I'll kind of do something like that. Alright, now we got to make a roof for the lower part. And also a, before I do that, let's make it the ground level here. And we're going to go ahead and select all these, since it will also work as our acting roof as well. Put a roof on the place. Alright, and this is going to be more decorative because we're at the front of the this and of the theater. Thank you. And so we're gonna actually put a pitched roof on here. I don't know why that key always glitches out like that. Kind of annoying at sometimes. There's that, and we will put you here, you there. And get our other pieces. This piece is the one that we want. And we will go as far up as it will let us. Alright, and this piece. Gotta find all the pieces that we need, of course. And then at the top, we can do whatever we want, even if we want to put kind of like a nice little spire up here, which will actually look quite good. And we got ourselves kind of like a theater in a way. This isn't going to be like the most exciting stuff. I know, building a theater, why aren't you doing something more exciting? Well, because we've got most of our exciting stuff, most of the rides in the park. We're going to be placing some more flat rides and stuff like that. But that is about it. As for coasters, we might add one more, as in a small family kiddie coaster. That is about all we would do if we were to add another one, which I most likely will. And that will be a quite a simple little ride that you know, the little ones can enjoy, because you gotta appeal for the entire family in theme parks as well. And we got mostly thrill rides, and we gotta make sure we kind of expand those out to everyone. So the kids gotta have fun too. Otherwise, your park isn't going to be as good for a family, and you're not going to have as many guests overall. And you're here to get more guests on everywhere, and just enjoying your park. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the pathways. I'm going to go ahead and lower the width down. We're going to line this baby up like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep the railings and stuff on just so I can see. Just so I can see everything here. I probably should have done this first before I put the roofs on, which is on my bad here, but we are okay for the most part. This is kind of the crappy part when I want to actually, do the select the grid, and this kind of happens. So this stuff happens where you have to literally get rid of some of your stuff just to select the path itself, and sometimes it still does not want to work. But we will get it to work as best as we can. So we're going to spread these like this. Those will eventually connect to the... We'll get those connected to the shops. And we're going to expand these on the inside here to cover this area. And we're ultimately going to actually fill this up completely with pathway that is pretty much hidden. Gotta go around the railings, and I only have the fences on at the moment, so I can know where everything's at. We're gonna get rid of those in just a moment as well, because we do not actually need them. And that's good there, and we can go ahead and get rid of them now. And we don't have to worry about the middle ones because they don't have railings around them. So we can literally just go around and make sure we get the outsides. Get rid of all those. The railings and the curbs. That way it just all blends together. Alright, good. The wall's trying to get in my way, but we're not gonna let it. Alright, we're gonna move back over here. This section's a lot smaller. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And we should be pretty good now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the grid and make sure it's connected to the shops here. And because we want to make sure that guests can access these shops, which is important. And there's a bit more of interior to do here, but we're going to hold that for later. And we got the shape of this theater building, which is right outside the entrance of the park, which is, I think, a good entrance, or a good place to have a theater, is right around the entrance area. It will serve quite nicely. Alright, so we got a lot to do in such little time. So that means we're going to be building some more stuff around this area, making it look more complete. And to do that, I kind of want to go back over here into this area because it's still blank as can be. And we gotta add more stuff in this area as well. I might even add another ride over here. Because there's not many rides over here in the ghost town. We got Iron Ghost, and then of course the Insanity ride over here, which is another flat ride in the ghost town. So I'm thinking about adding one somewhere over in this vicinity. So we're gonna go ahead and go into rides, and this will work quite nicely in filling in some more areas of the park. So we can kind of see what different rides we have here. We have, of course, the Collider, which is the Enterprise, pretty much. We have Forge. We want something that will fit into the ghost town a little bit better, as best as we can. So I usually like, we're gonna go through here and see what would be the best. Let's see, there's Radius, Forge, Gears of Fear. Gears of Fear is quite an interesting one. The Cube, Tristorm, Wild Blue, Psychola, Bumpin' Derby. I wish we did have a little bit more selection in flat rides, which it's gonna grow over time, but I do kind of wish we did have some more. I think we can kind of theme the kickflip a little bit. So let's rotate you over here. Raise you up just a bit. And you're going to be on the side here. Just as another flat ride to go in this area of the park. We're going to kind of do the same formula like we did with the last ride. And that's kind of create a little bit of a sidewalk. For kind of in a way. So we're gonna get our queue line going here first, and all that fancy stuff like that. And let's go select the grid. Not yet, apparently, because I'm. Oh, maybe. Yeah, nope. Why did that? That didn't bring it all the way down. There we go. There we go. We got it that time. It just takes a little bit of magic. All you got to do is do a little bit of magic, and it works perfectly. All right, we'll connect the entrance to the path. That will work. It's looking very plain at the moment, but it filled quite a bit of nice spot over here. We'll theme this as well. As for right now, we're not going to theme it because we're just placing some fillers, and some of these flat rides work very well in filling areas of the park, and that's always nice. All right, so we're going to get you where we need you. And this is not going to, why aren't you going to work? Usually will work right under the ride, but it's not gonna let us because we didn't raise it high enough, I suppose. Which I wish I could just do X rather than have this do this like this. But nope, I'm gonna have to get rid of like all the pathways because they're gonna get in the way and all that fun stuff. So we're going to have to move it and raise this up. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of all the pathway too because it's gonna say obstructed. Frustration. You have to like raise it a certain height, otherwise you can't like actually place those concrete roofs underneath it, because that's kind of the goal here, like we did with the last ride. So it's going to be kind of difficult in a way, which is a little bit of annoying, a little bit of annoying. Because it's like, nope, you gotta make it higher up. And it's kind of like, why? Why has it gotta be so high? Alright, so we're gonna test it here now. See how it works this time. Excellent. No issue this time whatsoever. Alright, let's place all these first. Of course, I don't always get it perfectly straight. But that's okay. Alright, so we're gonna do this kind of like so. And then we'll adjust the outside layer a little bit. A little bit better here, so about right there we're gonna get in here and exit that. And go to smooth concrete and start turning it just a bit more here. See if we can get it as close to even as possible. And line that up. So it always is going to kind of work as a sidewalk. I feel like this is a little bit high up, to be honest. We're gonna lower it down. That's better. Much better. Alright, we'll go back and get back to this one. Alright, and Control X is always easier after you get out of it, and that way we can adjust this and move it to wherever we want. Like so. We're gonna move you back this way more, just so you fit in there quite nicely. Gonna fill that in with that. I'm gonna go Control X. And I got an idea here of how this will work. I hope. And you will hopefully go in like that. And we will delete this one. And not edit the building. We will copy it though. And make this fit in like that. There we go. Alright, now we can make a queue line for this. And hopefully it will turn out the way we want it this time. Alright, that's gonna have to go like that. So we'll select this. Make it go alongside here. Like a nice little queue line. Just make a turnaround and zigzag, just a pinch. And put it with the pathway. Just like that. We're gonna go ahead and edit this. And we're gonna place some concrete there. And up here. To get that all patched up. And looking good. There we go. Let's go into pathways here and actually get a railing on these. Good. Not looking too shabby. Not looking too bad. And just like that, we have placed 2 new rides in Westwood. Let's go ahead and save the park. Just in case, because you never know what might happen. Alright, what will make the park look and actually get a little bit more full is if we actually add a lot more trees and stuff like that. That will actually make it look a little bit more fuller and complete. We're not going to do that just yet because that is going to be a boring section, and I might actually do that a little bit off screen because it is kind of a long, tedious project, or time to just place trees everywhere. We're still got to place quite a bit around Iron Ghost. And the stream's just lagging out like crazy. Sometimes it wants to work properly, sometimes it doesn't. So that's always fun, and not always. Alright, let's get something, or work on something that we need to get done over here, and that is actually working with the queue line of the B&M. So we're going to go ahead and edit this building, and we are actually going to get the custom fence that we've made, and we need to finish this over here. At least almost over. We gotta get close to finishing it. Make some progress. And it's always hard to get in here and select stuff. That is for sure. Alright, and we're gonna copy all this all the way down here. And we almost got another layer done. Looks like this piece will fit in just perfectly. Because we're gonna get rid of the custom, or the regular fences as well. Once we get more of this down the line. Once we do that, we'll be in pretty good shape. We got quite a few lines to go. So we're going to continue this. Let's deselect the other one over there because we don't want to do that. Have that in there, so we'll get started on this next line of fences. It's always those things like, we still got to get this done. It's one of those things. Oh, you're going to do that. You're going to do that to me, aren't you? Thank you. Thank you. I definitely needed that in my, to happen. I definitely needed that to happen. Thank you. It's always difficult sometimes. I don't know why it's so difficult to select these at times, but... Are you straight? Yeah, okay. Just want to be sure. Alright, we're gonna have to line this up now since I can't do it the proper way that I want. If it's slightly off, it's not gonna be a huge deal, but I try to do my best to make this as perfect as possible. Yeah, see, it's not straight. I hate that glitch so much. Ah, darn glitches. Let's see if I can't. I've been copying and pasting it, just sliding it over. I don't know why it was doing that. Can we not do that? Maybe? See how it's like, has a slight slant to it. It's not, this isn't straight. It's actually slightly slanted, so it travels in one direction a little bit further. And it does that if you don't have a certain amount of pieces selected. Usually you have to have at least 3 pieces selected, otherwise it usually does not do that. That is weird. Okay, I guess we're not going to work on that much more right now until I figure that out. I don't know why it's doing that, because the game just doesn't want to. It just doesn't like me sometimes. That's not fun. I thought the game would love me. So we got our queue line sections. I wanted to get the queue line finished and stuff, but I guess that's not going to happen right now at the moment. But let's get this a little bit more supported here, because it is kind of a little under-supported for my taste. So we're going to go ahead and we can actually just use these. I'm going to, well, maybe. Yeah, we could probably use these. Don't know how well these are gonna work. Maybe we shouldn't use this. Yeah, let's not use that. Let's go ahead and use what we need to use for this, and that is the walls, the wall pieces, and let's use a wooden texture here. Yeah, something that's different from the other one. That'll be fine. And we gotta line it up with this. Get it as perfect as we can, so let's use the advanced move tool. And we are going to rotate you till you are straight. It's always hard to get something perfect sometimes. At least as perfect as possible. Alright, I'm tired of this grid height. Do what I want you to do. And grid size. How are we gonna do this? Gotta improvise here a little bit. In a way. Is that too tall? Yes, it is. Throwing me through a loop here. Throwing me through a loop. Of course it has to. Why wouldn't it? But we can try and use this piece to our advantage. At least we are definitely going to try to. No. Yes. I'm gonna make it look kind of like a little room that's off to the side, kind of. I don't really want that wall there, though. But I do need it. Can I actually make this a little bit closer on the inside? There we go. And that's not gonna go through there. And it actually looks pretty decent. So we're gonna go ahead and put a door on this, as if it's a nice little, maybe like a little storage facility spot, a little storage spot for something. So we're gonna find a nice little door here. Nice little closet door. That will work properly for that. Let's go to pitched roofs. See if I can't find anything. Probably won't be able to put anything here, to be honest. Unless we made a custom one. Which would be kind of a pain as well. So that's gonna stay put at the moment. Alright, we're going to build this across all the way over here, just to make it look like this is all supported. Because it is all supported. That's looking a lot better and quite good. So that will be that. And it's looking quite nice. Then we got the queue area here for the hammer swing, and that just like, alright game. I don't need your sass right now. You can please work properly for me. As you can see, we have the transfer track for the B&M, and I'm still debating whether I should put something here. I feel like I should put like some sort of shop or something along those lines there. It's just kind of begging for something at the moment. So that is something I think that is possibly necessary, because it's just like, you know, put something here. It's just saying that to me. Put something in this spot. Alright, is that actually perfectly straight? It looks like it. Alright, we need to get this all situated here. Get that grid size down. For the exit of the ride, because the exit of the ride currently doesn't have any actual supports. So we're just gonna make it be a part of the building, kind of, in a way. Let's see if this will fit here. Yeah, that actually fits around pretty nicely. Just hugs it. Now this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky part that I don't know how I'm gonna, since it is kind of it is a curved kind of exits. So we are going to use some brilliance. Try and be a little bit clever here. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, probably not. But I got an idea of how I'm gonna do this. Alright, let's change the color of this to look more of a wooden kind of texture here. No, I didn't want you to do that. I wanted to press that instead. So we're gonna create like a nice little unique little bit of a unique pattern here that will look quite interesting. It's not gonna be like even or anything on purpose. It's gonna look like it is kind of thrown together. And interesting way to take care of this. To at least make this look like it's somewhat supported. And let's push you in there. Boop. That's looking, it's looking unique and good. At least I think so. There we go. The moment when you realize you still have to do the other side. And I know this can be kind of a long and boring process when it comes to viewing this kind of stuff. But it is stuff that, you know, you can't ignore, and it has to get done at some point. We're gonna lay off on the other side just for right now, just because it's kind of more hidden than anyways, and I might actually get away with not actually doing it on that side. Possibly. We'll see. But I might actually put some foliage around and might be able to avoid putting it over there. But we're going to try and develop this area quite a bit. So we're going to put some foliage over here. And also a nice tree to complement it. And this one will work quite nicely. It's nice and big and will serve it quite well. So we're going to do the same thing over here with these bushes. Kind of patch all this up. Maybe cheat a little bit on this side so you can't see it. Maybe help with some rendering issues that we might have, may or may not have. And a smaller tree over here. We'll use the birch one. And that's a nice little exit. All right. I feel like we need to do a little bit more with that exit opening there. It seems just kind of squarish and boring. We can do something to it. Why don't we decorate this area with a little bit of scenery? Want to make sure there's not like a ton of litter everywhere. Put a bench on the exit right there as well. And the exit to the B&M floorless is looking quite nice. Let's add a couple of these as well. Make sure everything's lit up at night. We're under scenery. Let's go back. Let's go to building decorations and lights. Should probably hang a couple off of the station building. Make sure it's nice and lit up. And I think I'm going to add a couple of windows as well, just into this area, just to give it a little bit more oomph. A little bit more to it. Because that's just such a large area. I feel like you can put, like, more in there. So. Alright, we're adding this building. So, let's see. I'm going to decorate this up just a little bit more. Make it look a little bit nicer. So, we're going to use try and use the same color here of red. Just give this a little bit of trim. And it really can actually come a long way. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and add add a horizontal piece here. Possibly. If I can get that red, there we go. Now we can push it forward just a bit. And that's looking quite nice and a little bit better than what it was before. Might even add one up here at the top as well. You know, it's quite nice if you spend a little bit more time on each little tiny area. As you can see, that just looks a lot more complete now, which is what we were going for. So when you go over to different areas, like say I can go over here now, it's quite nice to just go over here and whether it's just foliage or trees and stuff like that. It always helps out. I know I wasn't gonna do too much, but around the coasters anyways. But we want to decorate all the little buildings around as well. Make sure they're all looking neat at the same time, so we get all the nice bushes around. And then, of course, you can add possibly like a tree or something. Even if it's kind of a smaller one, it will look quite good. I think I'm going to put one behind here, and my game's freaking out right now. Like I said, I think I let my computer run for too long, so things are kind of getting a little choppy in the probably in the live stream and the video itself. Which is kind of a bad thing. To say the least. So let's get kind of a... we're going to go in here and actually build kind of a nice little fence, I think. That will match this. So we're going to make it flat. Make it go this way. We're going to turn off that angle snap. And we're just basically going to make a fence around here. It will look quite good. This actually worked quite well as for this. At least I think so. And we could have this fence go on for who knows how long. And I know we have a perimeter fence there, but that is a completely different kind of fence. So we're going to go all the way around this side of the pathway. And this is not too bad. I mean, we're going slow, but not like too slow. I mean, might be too slow for some people, but yeah. Not much I can do about it. We're gonna be running slow. I'm a slow poke. I know it. But this is stuff that has to be done eventually. And sooner rather than later, so we can get it all done. Where are we at? I think I'll run it to about right here. I haven't even got the fence up yet. And this is actually flowing quite nice around hugging this pathway. The good thing about this is you get some great views of the coaster. So that's a nice little key part there. Is that you'll get some nice views over here of the B&M Floorless. Alright, so let's get into a little bit of scenery over here. We're going to put a couple of small rocks. A couple of different ones in there to make it look a little bit better. Of course, we'll go back to bushes and add some of these as well. plant some bushes. Couple of these. Couple of these. And then, of course, maybe a couple trees. A couple smaller trees. And that will look cool from the walkway. We don't necessarily have to put a fence up here. I think it would look good though. I mean, as long as it looks good, that's what we're going for. Stuff that looks pretty. All right, now I am very kind of proud of how this pizza pen building turned out. It looks pretty good. I'm actually very excited of how it, or very glad, very proud of myself how that turned out. So we detailed 2 different spots here. And I think we're going to make another building here. This is actually the kind of the gift shop for this ride. That's what that building's going to be for. So we got another plot right here of land to deal with that or mess with that we can do whatever we want. And we can put a ride, we can put another building. I think a building would be more better here. A lot more better. A lot better. A lot more better. Don't even think that's a word, so don't know why I said it. Alright, so let's go ahead and complete this perimeter fence over here. Connect it right about to the pathway. Then we'll rotate it and make it go that direction. And what I want to do now is kind of make almost like a bridge kind of scenery object that will actually, where you walk under the brake run here. Part of the brake run. So we're going to start with flat roofs. And we're going to use the wooden platform for this. It's going to be a nice little... That's right, it actually goes down here. Alright, so what we're actually going to do is I'm going to use this one. And the reason I'm going to use this one is because we can actually angle this one to whatever we want. Since the brake run itself is at an angle, we can put this at an angle. But we want to make sure it's nice and straight and lined up. It's only going to run to about right there. Let's see how straight it is. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to run very far, so we can manage with that. Alright, so let's get you down to... Don't want it to interfere with any of the supports, so we're going to kind of skip over those. That's probably going to have some icky textures to it, but we're not going to ever see those. So in this case, it's okay. As long as you don't kind of get in there too far. Alright, if this goes here, can I put... No. So we're just going to use one of these instead. The long pieces. And we're going to create a support here. A nice little support for the bridge. And we'll get all sides here. That is not even close. Much better. And this is just, you know, it's not like a big thing, but it's nice to have a little cover in a spot where the train goes over you. At least I think so. So let's move you over here. And that will actually fit just nicely. And since these are, I believe I made them perfectly horizontal with each other. I don't know why did those disappear? But we can create kind of some crossing ones here that will kind of go like that. Just for fun. That way it looks a little bit better supported, which it does by doing that. And they don't have to be perfect. Just look decent. And we're going to go down into scenery. And I'm going to go ahead and grab these things some footers. And they can be nice little tiny ones. Little baby footers. Boop. 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 And boop. And there we go. We got a nice little cover. I might even put a railing on here. Probably not, actually, because it's too... unless I had it bigger. But I do not have it bigger. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice little cover and just a small minor detail for that. Just for fun. So let's go ahead and create a building over here. I'm thinking about making this a kind of a nice little restaurant and calling it like the Invention Company or the Invention Company restaurants, pretty much. It's really quite nice. A nice little place where guests can eat. Because we want to make sure we have some nice food around here. Alright, so we're going to create kind of a layout for this building. And I kind of want to do this. We're going to create a little bit of a foundation. And get the shape of this building. Alright, we're going to start off with a rectangle to get started. And then we're going to create parts coming off of it. How far does that go out? Not too bad. Alright, let's build. Let's go to the roofs here. We're gonna actually, no, let's go to walls. We're gonna stay in walls here, and we're going to get to the, let's use the lime plaster. I like these walls quite a bit. Make them a nice gray color. And that will look quite good. And we should probably make more of an entrance here. So that's what we're going to do. And we're actually going to put our shops in this corner here. So our shops and facilities. And we're going to look for what we're going to put in here. So let's go ahead and... oh, let's go with... I don't think we have any Mexilentes as of right now. So we'll put a Mexilente in here. Alright, make sure that's where it needs to be. We're gonna go drinks as well. Let's do something a little bit different. How about we go with some gulpy slushes? Let's see, we have a mix of lente, so... And that's, we have slushes, and let's go with water as well. I don't know if we have water yet. So we're gonna go with water. I think water works well. Will work well. Alright, so back to the building itself. And we're going to get and find the textures that we need for this. Let's go ahead and put these on the outside. That'll be fine. That looks good. Alright, that looks better. Alright, let's get the path situation already going in here. So what we're going to want to do, select this. And now we're going to select the grid and create the interior pathway for the building. And it will serve as a nice floor. Always use these for the interior, or this texture for the interior, because it actually looks very good. Please select the grid, then we can connect this with the regular pathway. Just because it kind of has that, you know, glossy kind of feel that you would most likely have inside like a shop and stuff. So I always use those for that. Alright, so now that we have all those, let's go ahead and get some scenery items in here, such as benches. Couple of benches in here. I hope if I put it through, yeah, I don't want to put it on that side, but that's okay. Alright, we'll also put some trash cans or litter bins as well. Alright, quite nice. Edit building. Now we're going to start off with a flat roof once again. Let's just use the smooth concrete. And enclose our newest addition of the park. Alright, I'm going to go to wall pieces and we're going to find the tiny piece here. And we'll go ahead and keep it that color. And we will have a flat roof for this one. And another, make it just a nice little simple building shape. Alright, let's add a archway onto this. Sometimes I usually like to use like a rough concrete or something. Let's not use that one. What's the lime plaster one? This one. Not terrible. Let's go ahead and make it the same color. And let's see, we gotta do something for this. Yeah. Make it kind of like a base for this. Alright, that looks quite good. Alright, now what we're going to do is kind of fill this area up with some flat roofs as well. I think, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Because I have one doubt. Yeah, it's going to go through, and that could bring up a little bit of an issue. Or a bit of an issue. That's okay. Instead, we'll go with a different route here. We're going to continue this trend over here, and use it to our advantage. Let's get that angle snap off. Whoops. Oops. Did not mean to do that. That was a mistake. So, we're going to make this go all the way down to this side. Oh my. Can we not do that? No lag. We don't want it, no lag. Oh, I thought I placed you. Apparently not. Man, how long is this building? Okay, we're almost there. And not much rotating to have to do. I try to keep that centered. And you can go there. And we can just rotate you. And this will work perfectly into this right here. As long as we do it correctly. Yay. Alright, let's add it to the other side, of course. As well. And we got a nice little entrance. It'll be easier to continue this by doing this instead. Good. Alright, we will just make this go down just a little bit more. For right now. Alright, we'll stop stop that right there at the moment, and we'll move on to some scenery items. What do we have in store? Well, we have some plants and bushes for ya. At least whatever we can fit in. Alright, so let's go ahead and edit this building, make it nice and pretty. So we're gonna get into a bit of some windows. And that will be a kind of an interesting combination there. And that, along with some nice trims. Trimming this up. Let's do some wooden trims here. Mix it up a little bit, make it a little bit different. Alright, we'll continue the trend over here. And then we'll probably make some a couple of horizontal pieces as well. Oh gosh. Did not mean to click on you. Put you in the corner as well. Oh no, oh no. I need you all the way here. All the way there, alright. Alright, so now we're going to add a couple of horizontal pieces. And we'll make it go across. Let's just push you in. We're gonna go ahead and push it in just a little bit so it's slightly in there. Will make things probably just a little bit nicer overall. Alright, so we gotta place another piece here. And maybe we should go ahead and select them all. I got an idea here. Don't know how it will look, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna select all these. Place them all up here too. Not too bad. Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead and place, or get a little bit of coverage over these windows. Like we always do. Now we just need a catchy little sign up here, and I think we'll be in good shape, for the most part. Something that makes you go, I want to eat there, pretty much. A nice little sign here. Let's use this one. Invention Cafe. Perfect. Welcome to the Invention Cafe, where you can feed your imagination. I'm actually going to add another little sign here, right under that. Feed the imagination. Of course, I won't be able to fit it all. Kind of want a smaller sign. We'll delete this, and that'll be fine. What we'll do. Where's the smaller sign? There's the smaller sign. This will say feed the imagination. All right, let's use the one that we were gonna use. Imagination. Oh gosh, I can't spell imagination. Oh gosh. I think that's a good catchphrase. All right. I can't believe I spelled imagination. Imagination. There we go. Feed the imagination. It's perfect. We're gonna add just a bit more details to here by adding a couple of windows here to the sides. Just some tiny ones. And then we're probably going to want to add a couple of lights around here. These lamps are always fantastic for these situations. And it'll also help light up the street as well, or the pathway. We're also going to go to all up here and get an air unit. The Invention Cafe. Feed the imagination. I think it's a great title for this building. Alright, so we filled that up. So now that's looking a little bit more populated with scenery and objects and stuff in that general vicinity. So we're going to go ahead, I think, and go ahead and save a little bit here. Because you never know when the game might crash. Because it still crashes once in a while. Unexpectedly now. It doesn't usually do it when I'm doing something or something specific, but alright, let's take a little overview here of the park. It's definitely looking a lot more full. Especially in these areas over here. They were quite empty, and now, especially with the theater, which still has a little bit more detailing and extra stuff to it, it's looking quite good. And as for where these pathways are going to go, I think I'm going to bring them around and actually connect them over here to these paths to make things just a little bit more simple. So those actually go somewhere and they're not just going to be dead ends. So I'll actually go into the Invention Company as well. There's still a couple of empty spaces here that need to be filled, so we'll make sure that we get that filled as well. And yeah, what we basically have to do is throw some buildings around these pathways and rides here and there, of course, that go in the theme. And we're gonna have pretty much a full park if we can actually get that completed properly. And my goal or my idea here is to have different sections of the park that look a little bit wide open. And when I mean that, I mean, as you can see over here, we have a bunch of land here that's still empty. And that's kind of the idea, that this park is going to expand throughout the seasons, throughout the years, and that's going to be kind of cool. So one thing I did want to kind of maybe start on is actually a log flume. And my idea is I think it would actually fit quite nice in this area right here. It's not going to be anything ginormous, but we need that second water ride to actually get this. It will actually fill this spot right here very well, and I think it will actually fit quite nicely. It's going to be kind of, we could actually consider it in the Invention Company, or we can consider it in the Ghost Town. I think it will have a better fitting in the Invention Company, kind of inventing this raft for entertainment or something like that, because some of these inventions are actually made for guests, or actually made for the peoples of Westwood entertainment. So that's going to be kind of part of the entertainment aspect of it. So we're going to go tracked rides. And I don't have much experience making log flumes. I've never actually clicked on this one. We're gonna do a custom design, obviously, but I just never looked at that design. So we have a log flume, and I kind of want to get the station kind of going here for said log flume. And we're gonna enter and exit the same way on this one. For this. Alright, so I'm going to place it, let's see, I have a vision of how this is going to look. I think we're going to place it kind of over here. And my goal is to actually make a tunnel going into the terrain over here. It's actually going to be quite cool. So this is going to be the last major big attraction that I think I'm going to build in the park. I was actually debating whether I was actually going to have the log flume right off the bat, or if I was going to actually save it for a future attraction someday down the line in the future. But I was like, maybe we should start off with having 2 water rides in the park. I think that just seems better, feels better overall. So, all right, so we're gonna get started here. I don't know how far we'll get into the log flume, but we're gonna try our best and see where it goes. Let's see, what's the best kind of rock to use here? It was this one. So this is always kind of a difficult task because you're kind of limited a little bit where you can place rocks, and I kind of want them, you know, hugging this, and I usually use these rocks to go around, and then I use these smaller rocks to kind of fill in those smaller spaces. So we're going to get started here with just kind of like this. And I know it looks kind of repetitive using the same rock over and over for this, but it's kind of what I have in mind. I don't need you popping up saying I need to update stuff. Terrible timing. I don't need that stuff popping up. Alright, so we'll do that, and then we can put other rocks to kind of like we did with the we're gonna make it kind of similar like what we did for the river rapids ride. You just gotta get the right rocks in the right places to make this work properly. And I wish we could kind of like implement it into the terrain a little bit better, but you can't really do that, which is kind of a downfall. So this always becomes a little bit difficult to build the exact way that you want it. So it's always just kind of interesting how it works, and I wish it was a little bit more, you know, less limits in a way. And I know they weren't focusing a lot on water rides for the initial release of this game. And that's why we only have 2 right now. But I feel like they kind of could have made it just a little bit better when it comes to, you know, stuff like this even. Like, I think to be able to put like rocks on the inside should not be an issue. We should be able to do these however we would like. But we'll do what we can with what we got. And that's going to be the basic idea. So I'm going to change the color of this. It is currently that light blue. We're not going to have that light blue. We're going to have something else. So I want to try and get rid of any gaps here. But when you're riding, you're not going to really notice those gaps. So, but yeah, we're going to have it go into a kind of a tunnel over here in the terrain to start the ride off. This isn't going to be any ginormous log flume. We're going to go around a little bit, maybe have a lift hill, and then there's going to be one big drop here that will splash down. And I wanted to put the drop somewhere in this vicinity, and it might come around and then reconnect over there. And it'll look, hopefully, quite nice. So I'm placing a lot of different rocks, smaller rocks around, and making kind of more of a unique rock structure here, texture-ish kind of deal, so it doesn't look like I used the same rock the entire time like I was. So we're just going to place these everywhere, kind of in the way. Alright, that looks quite good. I'm going to go into customize here. We're going to change the color to kind of this, let's see, let's change it to, I want to go kind of with a brown. Especially for the main parts. And get rid of all that blue. Because it kind of looks a little bit more natural with the rocks, and I think it has a better color with it, or for it. So that looks quite good. And we'll kind of do the same thing to the other side. I don't want to get too far close to this, otherwise I might not be able to place the next section of track. So we're going to do auto tunnel here. Once we get to this, kind of this wall. That way we can go in the inside of, and go and take an adventure through the wall here and the terrain. But it's pretty much going to go in here and then almost pretty much straight into the lift hill. That's going to be kind of the idea that we're going to go with here. The basic plan for this. Alright, this is the our side piece. That will fit in there like so. Alright, we're gonna try and work a little bit quicker here. Get all these little different pieces and bits into the little cracks and crevices. And make some beautiful rock formations for this log flume. Alright, let's not do that. I prefer not to have any issues there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start building on the grid. And create a bit of a station. We're gonna make this a nice little traditional wooden station that will look beautiful. So we're gonna use these nice little wooden textures. It's gonna be a nice little station dock here. There's not gonna be much here. But this isn't gonna be any huge ride by no means. It's just gonna be a nice little log flume, I think, that will look properly good. Nice little family attraction. Alright, we need to place the wall over here as well. But we'll have the pathway break off over here, and it will look like a nice little new area. Or a nice little area. I don't know why I clicked off of that. I always end up doing that. Alright. Alright, we don't need a super tall roof or anything, but it's just tall enough to pass here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a skeleton, like always. So let's do that. And that is much easier to create when we actually have a roof. So let's go in here. This is going to use, we'll use these roofs here. And we'll use the nice gentle one. Let's move that up a little bit. We're going to change the grid heights here. Whoops. That's okay. That way we can get it just where we need it. You're right there. Perfect. That way we can create this. We're going to be able to create this just the way we need it. The skeleton will be nice and interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and select this. Get it on this side. We can delete that. And that properly puts it there. Alright, now we got to get this last section here. Let's make sure we're nice and connected there. And once again, we'll do this. And we got our skeleton almost completed. We just got to raise it up. Of course, with the angle snap. That way we get perfectly vertical here. Let me get to the other piece. Okay. Okay. Guess it didn't want to. Nope, no. 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 There we go. Now we're gonna switch to the short piece here. And place it everywhere we need to. And we can go ahead and place a piece here as well. That will look quite nice, skeleton-wise. And now we're going to go ahead and select the skeleton piece and copy it all the way across the station for the log flume. Alright, we're going to do Control X here. Excellent. And just place them all across the beams. So we have a nice good support for the roof. And now we can actually select the roof and copy it all the way. And there you go. Nice and simple, just the way I wanted it. Now we just gotta pretty much just put a railing or some sorts around this as well. If we can just find the wooden texture that we need. And we'll use a different wooden texture just for fun. Alright, we'll put the exit there. And the entrance right next to it. Put that there. And that gives us a nice little wall. This is always going to be very simple, nothing too fancy. At the entrance there, exit there. Alright, so we got a nice start for the log flume, as it will start to rise out of the hills and be a nice addition as well. As you can see over here, we're going to take a look at our attractions and shops. And what we have over here is, this is all the attractions in that we have in the park so far. So if we count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have a total of 14 total rides at the moment. We're going to be adding quite a few here very soon in the next couple episodes as well. So there's going to be a lot more to be adding. Just this episode alone, we did add 1, 2, and this, if you want to count this, we haven't finished it, but 3 rides so far, which is quite good. So I'm very excited for Westwood, and doing the live stream versions allows me to do just a little bit extra, because I usually, in the time lapses, have about an hour of footage in the time lapses. Today I just wanted to try and get an extended episode kind of. So this is a 2-hour episode of Westwood pretty much in a form of a live stream. as well, so you guys could watch me nice and live. It's probably not as high quality, of course, as the live stream or the time lapses and stuff, but I wanted to get a lot done in one day, and this is probably almost 2 episodes worth right here that we did within 2 hours, because we built this. We built multiple different buildings, not at least 2 buildings rather, and then a couple of flat rides as well, which also need some more details and stuff with them. So that's gonna about wrap it up for this live stream and this episode of Westwood. It's starting to come together quite nicely. I don't know if we're gonna have a March opening day yet. Most likely not. So we're gonna probably be shooting more for April or May, which is okay, because I don't want to rush the park in any way, shape, or form. But we gotta get a lot more done, and yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more Planet Coaster content like this, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic night, and make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream or video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, and I can't thank you enough, of course, because you guys rock. But thanks so much, and goodbye.